Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we unravel one of the most scandalous and emotional storylines currently shaking Port Charles to its core. Willow Corinthos, once seen as a devoted mother and loyal wife, now stands at the precipice of disaster. Her once idyllic life has spiraled into chaos, and as the consequences of her choices become undeniable, she must face the terrifying possibility of losing custody of her children. But how did it come to this? What drove her into the arms of Drew Quartermaine? And most importantly, can she salvage the wreckage of her life before it's too late? This is a tale of passion, betrayal, regret, and the unrelenting power of fate. Buckle up, this is one storyline you won't want to miss. A mother's worst nightmare, the looming custody battle for any mother. The thought of being separated from her children is unthinkable. For Willow Corinthos, that nightmare is becoming a reality. What started as a reckless affair has snowballed into an irreversible disaster, and now, she is on the verge of losing everything she holds dear. Her lawyer, the ever-shrewd Martin Gray, has been working tirelessly to secure her custody case, but even his sharp legal mind is struggling to navigate the tangled mess she has created. Willow knows she has made questionable decisions, but the court will not be sympathetic to her plight. The odds are stacked against her, and Martin is growing increasingly frustrated. Without solid leverage, her chances of retaining custody are dwindling by the second. And what about Michael Corinthos? The father of her children, the man she once loved so deeply, is no longer standing beside her. Instead, he lies in a hospital bed in Germany, fighting to recover from severe burns caused by a tragic explosion in sunny Corinthos' penthouse. The irony is not lost on her. While Michael fights for his life, she has been entangled in a love affair that might cost her not just her marriage, but also her children. What was she thinking? Had she truly convinced herself that her actions wouldn't have consequences? Now, with her entire world crumbling, she is forced to confront the reality of her mistakes. The scandal that shattered everything. Willow's downfall didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, steady unraveling, a series of reckless decisions that built up like a house of cards, waiting to collapse. The first crack in the foundation came when she allowed herself to fall for Drew Quartermaine. Their affair, which she had foolishly believed was hidden, became public in the most humiliating way possible. In a moment of passion, she and Drew shared a forbidden kiss in what should have been a sacred space, her children's nursery. Perhaps she believed it was harmless. Perhaps she thought no one would ever find out. But the walls have ears in Port Charles, and secrets have a way of coming to light at the worst possible moments. The damning footage surfaced during the Quartermaine family's Christmas party, an event that was supposed to be a joyous occasion. Instead, it turned into a public trial, with Willow at the center of a scandalous revelation. The reactions were immediate and unforgiving. Gasps filled the room. Accusations were thrown like daggers. The betrayal in Michael's eyes was unmistakable. It was the moment that changed everything, the moment Willow realized she had crossed a line from which there was no return. And then, just when it seemed things couldn't possibly get worse, disaster struck. The explosion that changed everything. While Willow was busy dealing with the fallout of her exposed affair, Michael found himself caught in an explosion at sunny Corinthos' penthouse. The details surrounding the incident remain murky, but the outcome was devastating. Michael suffered third-degree burns, wounds so severe that he had to be transported to a medical facility in Germany for treatment. This event should have been a wake-up call for Willow. Instead, she only dug herself deeper into the chaos. Rather than rallying around Michael in his time of need, she continued her involvement with Drew, seemingly oblivious to the damage she was doing. This only made things worse in the eyes of the court. To outsiders, it appeared as though she had abandoned her husband in his darkest hour, prioritizing her affair over her own family. And now, that perception is coming back to haunt her. A moment of reckoning, Martin Gray's harsh warning. When Willow finally sits down with Martin Gray to discuss her custody battle, she is desperate for reassurance. Surely, she still has a fighting chance. Surely, the court will see that she is a loving mother, regardless of her personal choices. But Martin does not mince words. Without stronger evidence in your favor, I cannot guarantee you will retain custody, he says, his tone grave. It is a brutal dose of reality, and Willow feels the weight of his words settle over her like a suffocating fog. For the first time, she begins to grasp the full extent of what she has done. She had convinced herself that she could have it all, a passionate new relationship, a fresh start, and custody of her children. But life does not work that way. The courts do not look kindly upon mothers who prioritize their own desires over the well-being of their children. If she cannot prove that she is the most stable, responsible parent, she may very well lose the most precious thing in her life. And that is a loss she cannot afford. The crossroads, will Willow finally face the truth? Willow is left shaken. For the first time in this entire ordeal, she is truly afraid. Has she made the biggest mistake of her life? She had clung to Drew, believing he was her salvation. But what if he was just another bad decision, another misstep in a long line of misjudgments? What if her desperate attempt to find happiness has only led her down a path of destruction? She stands at a crossroads. She could continue on this dangerous road, hoping that Drew can somehow fix everything. Or she could finally admit the truth: she has made a terrible mistake, and the only way to salvage her future is to fight for what truly matters, her children. But does she have the strength to make the right choice? Or will she double down on her reckless decisions and lose everything? Only time will tell. The fallout continues. What comes next for Willow? Port Charles is watching. The legal battle is just beginning, and the stakes have never been higher. Willow's fate hangs in the balance, and so does the fate of her children. Will she be able to convince the court that she deserves custody? Or will Michael return, stronger than ever, to fight for full custody himself? And what about Drew? Is he truly the man Willow believes he is, or will he prove to be nothing more than a fleeting mistake? One thing is certain: this story is far from over. Next, we dive into one of the most chilling conspiracies unraveling in Port Charles. A sinister force is at play, striking down key figures in sunny Corinthos circle with calculated precision. The deaths, near-fatal encounters, and betrayals all seem to point toward one terrifying possibility: Cyrus Renault and Jen Sidwell could be working together. But what is their endgame? And how far are they willing to go to destroy Sonny and everyone he loves? Buckle up, GH fans, this deep dive into the shadows of Port Charles will leave you questioning everything. The enforcer's unrelenting grief, the fallout of recent tragedies, has left Jason Morgan grappling with an unbearable loss. After Sam McCall selflessly donated part of her liver to save Lulu Spencer, everyone assumed she was on her way to a full recovery. Instead, she became the latest casualty in a string of unexplained deaths linked to Cyrus Renault. The heartbreak that followed was immeasurable. Sam was ripped away from her children, leaving Jason shattered. A man once feared for his composure and calculated moves was now reeling from an emotional wound that might never heal. If this was part of a larger scheme, was the intent to destabilize Sonny's most trusted enforcer? If Jason is off his game, that means Sonny is more vulnerable than ever, and that, more than anything, should raise alarms. But why go after Sam? Was she just collateral damage, or was there something about her connection to Sonny's empire that made her a target? If Cyrus and Sidwell are working together, their strategy is becoming increasingly apparent: break Sonny down, one loss at a time. Jocelyn's growing frustration with Sonny's world. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Joss Jacks is reaching her breaking point. The once hopeful young woman has seen too many people she loves fall victim to the dangerous life Sonny leads. First, Dex Heller, her former love, was brutally taken out by a lethal dose of digitalis, an eerily efficient method that fits the profile of Cyrus' previous kills. Before that, he had been recovering well from a violent stabbing at Rice Plaza. But his recovery didn't matter because someone decided he wouldn't make it out alive. Could Dex's murder have been a calculated move to further isolate Jocelyn? Losing him was already painful, but the fact that it happened in such a methodical, clinical manner suggests it wasn't just a random tragedy, it was a message. Jocelyn has spent years trying to find her place in this world, always teetering between her loyalty to her family and her resentment toward the violence that follows Sonny's empire. Now, she might finally be at her breaking point. And if Cyrus and Sidwell know that, they may be banking on her to become the weakest link in Sonny's inner circle. A deadly pattern emerges if Dex's fate wasn't already suspicious enough. There's another key factor to consider. Sidwell's past actions eerily mirror Cyrus' early days in Port Charles. When Jen Sidwell last made waves in town, he nearly killed Sasha Gilmore Corbin, a crime that some believe was meant to send a warning to Sonny. Now, Dex's death is playing out in an eerily similar way. Was this just another calculated move to chip away at Sonny's once powerful inner circle? More importantly, does this mean Cyrus and Sidwell are not just connected, but actually working together? The theory is gaining traction among fans who are piecing together a web of sinister attacks that all seem to have one common goal: dismantle Sonny's power by eliminating the people closest to him. But how deep does this alliance go? And is there someone else pulling the strings behind the scenes? The explosive plan that nearly took out Michael Corinthos. If there was any lingering doubt about whether Michael Corinthos was meant to be another casualty in this silent war, it disappeared when an explosive device was planted in Sonny's penthouse. The intended target remains unclear, but one thing is certain: Michael would have died had it not been for the quick thinking of Dr. Isaiah Gannon. This incident has led many to suspect that Sidwell was involved in the planning, and possibly even the mastermind behind the attempt on Michael's life. The theory suggests that Sidwell might have been aware of Sonny's connection to Natalia Ramirez for quite some time, and that his vendetta against the Corinthos family has been brewing in the shadows. But the biggest question remains: was this entire plot engineered from the start? Could Sidwell have recruited Cyrus as an accomplice in his quest for vengeance? If so, that means Sonny isn't just fighting one enemy, he's facing an organized, well-connected force determined to bring him down. Cyrus Renault, the self-appointed judge, jury, and executioner. As all these puzzle pieces start falling into place, one name continues to surface: Cyrus Renault. For months, he has been lurking in the halls of GH in Turning Woods, assuming the role of some twisted, self-appointed angel of mercy. Whether it's his warped sense of justice or a more sinister agenda, one thing is clear: he is eliminating people at an alarming rate, and many of his victims have a direct or indirect connection to Sonny Corinthos. But what is his motivation? And why now? No one fully understands why Cyrus believes it is his job to relieve people of their suffering, or why perfectly healthy individuals on their way to recovery have suddenly turned up dead. Could it be that he has a much larger objective at play? And, more chillingly, is he doing this alone? Or does he have Jen Sidwell, perhaps even others, helping him from the shadows? The grand conspiracy: is this a coordinated attack on Sonny Corinthos? As more bodies fall and the mysteries deepen, the bigger picture is beginning to emerge. The evidence suggests that Cyrus and Sidwell are not just acting independently, but possibly working as a team to take down Sonny Corinthos once and for all. Their methods are different, but their objectives appear to be eerily aligned. Sidwell has a personal vendetta that dates back years, while Cyrus has a dangerous, godlike complex that compels him to control life and death. Together, they could be the deadliest force Sonny has ever faced. So what happens next? Will Sonny uncover the truth before it's too late? Can Jason Morgan shake off his grief and get back in the game? Will Jocelyn finally walk away from Sonny's world, or be pulled in even deeper? And, perhaps most importantly, how far are Cyrus and Sidwell willing to go to ensure their plan succeeds? Port Charles is standing on the edge of an all-out war, and no one is safe. Next, we dive deep into some of the biggest shakeups in the soap opera world, unraveling the latest drama surrounding Maurice Bernard, Kelly Monaco, and the intense power struggles brewing in Port Charles. From explosive feuds to behind-the-scenes revelations, we've got the inside scoop on everything you need to know about General Hospital's most shocking developments. So, grab your coffee and settle in, because things are about to get very interesting. Natalia Ramirez steps into dangerous territory. The drama in Port Charles is heating up, and Natalia Ramirez finds herself right in the middle of the storm. With tensions rising, it appears that she will become a key player in the chaos surrounding Sonny Corinthos and Jen Sidwell. But the real question is, how will she handle the pressure? Natalia has been navigating dangerous waters ever since she got tangled up with some of Port Charles's most powerful figures. With Sonny and Jen's rivalry escalating, she could be at risk of becoming collateral damage in a war she never signed up for. As the pieces fall into place, we can't help but wonder, will she be a pawn in this dangerous game, or will she find a way to turn the tables on those pulling the strings? One thing's for sure, GH fans should brace themselves for some shocking twists ahead. Sonny Corinthos and Jen Sidwell's explosive rivalry. No stranger to feuds, Sonny Corinthos is about to face one of his biggest threats yet, and it comes in the form of Jen Sidwell. What makes this rivalry so intense is that it's not just a business dispute, it's personal. Sonny has spent years establishing his dominance in Port Charles, but Sidwell isn't just another power-hungry antagonist. He's got his own agenda, and he's ready to play dirty to get what he wants. Sources suggest that this high-stakes battle will have serious consequences, and nobody is safe. As the tension between these two men continues to build, we can only imagine how far each of them is willing to go. Could we be looking at one of the most explosive showdowns in GH history? Only time will tell. Kelly Monaco's next move, a soap crossover? While Port Charles is buzzing with drama, so is the off-screen world of soap operas, particularly when it comes to Kelly Monaco. Ever since her departure from General Hospital, fans have been eagerly speculating about what's next for the beloved actress. Could she be making a major move to another daytime drama? Rumors suggest that Days of Our Lives, The Young and the Restless, or even The Bold and the Beautiful could be her next destination. It's no secret that Monaco is a powerhouse talent, and her presence in any of these shows would send shockwaves through the soap opera universe. But until an official announcement is made, fans can only wait in anticipation to see where she lands next. Maurice Bernard speaks out on Kelly Monaco's future. Among the many voices weighing in on Monaco's next steps, one of the most intriguing is Maurice Bernard himself. The legendary actor, known for his role as Sonny Corinthos, recently addressed the burning questions surrounding Monaco's career, and his words have sparked even more speculation. Bernard took to X, formerly Twitter, to respond to the overwhelming demand for Monaco to appear on his podcast, State of Mind. Fans have been eager to hear her side of the story since her GH exit, hoping for insights into what really happened behind the scenes. Bernard confirmed that he has extended an invitation, but Monaco has yet to accept. He stated, "People keep asking to have Kelly Monaco on it and State of Mind. I have asked. People will do things when they're ready. I'm not one to push. I would imagine she has much more important things on her plate." This statement has left fans wondering whether Monaco is too busy with new projects to make an appearance. Does this mean she has already locked in a new television role? Or is she simply taking time for herself before making her next career move? Either way, Bernard's words seem to hint that Monaco has something big in the works, and the anticipation is growing. Could Monaco be planning a surprise GH return? Even though GH fans are still mourning Monaco's exit, there remains a lingering hope that she might return to Port Charles in the future. After all, soap operas are known for their shocking comebacks. If Monaco does decide to make her way back to GH, it could set the stage for an epic storyline. Would she step back into the role that made her a household name? Or could the writers reinvent her character in a way that shakes up the show? For now, all we can do is speculate, but GH history has taught us to never say never. What this means for the future of GH. With Kelly Monaco's fate still uncertain, Sonny's feud with Sidwell intensifying, and Natalia Ramirez's entanglement in all the chaos, General Hospital is setting the stage for some of the most intense drama in recent memory. What will happen next? Will Monaco reveal her next move soon? Will Sonny be able to outmaneuver Sidwell before it's too late? And how will Natalia's involvement shake up the future of Port Charles? Stay tuned, GH fans, the drama is far from over.